So the products that I am showcasing of my empties are actual products that I have used on my tanks. So I have a total of 6 tanks, and then I have 1 quarantine tank way at the bottom, which is not in use right now. That is my daughter in the background. Here is one of my beta tank. This is a 3-gallon rimless tank. This tank is my 20-gallon long beta tank, community tank. So my beta, he seems to be hiding because ever since I put these bulbs in here, he's been loving just lounging in them. And I also see the snails love it too, so they get a little out of control. So I'm trying to see where he is at. He is in here somewhere, and his name is, oh, there you go. He was in the coconut hut. Okay, there you go. And that is Lloyd Christmas. I feel so bad because I cannot remember what we named him, but I forgot. Here is our other beta in his tank. His name is Gino, as you've probably seen in previous videos. And I have 2 Tetras in there, and I have a snail in there and a couple shrimps. And here is my main baby right here, is my 55-gallon community tank. They so greedy, they just think it's feeding time, but I already fed them this morning. So you see I have the Buenos Aires Tetras, the blue gouramis, the gold gouramis, some angel fish. I have black Tetras in there. I have the neon Tetras, my corridories. I have a pleco in here, but he's hiding somewhere. Oh, there you go. And then you have the regular Tetras. I forgot what those are called. But yeah, so these are the products that I use on there. So let's begin on what our empties are. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is you're watching this video. Today we'll be doing a video on the empty products that I've used, and this is the Aquarium Edition. So I'm going to give you a review of the products that I use that are currently empty. Would I buy it again? Would I not buy it again? And describe what I used it for and how it helped me, or if it didn't help me. So stay tuned.
Track it down. I think it's bad as shoes out of line. Say it tomorrow, I think this shit is never gone. Easy make easy wake up on. Just give as much as you take, forgive as much as you hate. Or get the fuck out. I'm in the crowd, cooking for all out. No, just taking it slow. I'm feeling out, looking for all out.
Well, coming from someone who has been in the beauty community doing beauty videos, you see videos on empties on makeup products. So I thought about how about doing empties videos on aquarium products. First up, I want to go with the Prime by Seachem. This is what I use to dechlorinate my water, and also it also removes chlorine and chloramine, and then it detoxifies ammonia, nitrate, and more. So this is to detoxify it, but it's not going to remove it. So it's just going to bring it down to a little bit of a lower level, but it's not going to completely remove it. And this is to when you're doing water changes and for when you're starting out a new tank, as well, to help, get your tank started. I bought normally I buy either from Pet or Pet Smart My Supplies, because both websites, as I stated before in my other videos, that if you go on the website and do a price match, you'll get it at a much cheaper price. This is the 250 milliliter bottle. So I have a total of 6 tanks. So this goes by pretty quick. If you have multiple tanks, I recommend getting a bigger bottle because you'll go through it real quick, especially if you're doing a lot of water changes. And if you have like small tanks, nano tanks or whatever, this would probably be a good size, if not maybe smaller. I think they got a smaller one. I use this again, of course. This is like a staple and use product for fish keeping because it completely dechlorinates the water. So I use this on all of my water changes and when I start my new tanks to dechlorinate my water. On my nano tanks, if I start to have what they call the first tank syndrome, new takes, the new take syndrome. I use this to, instead of doing daily water changes, which can, you know, stress out, if you have fish in it, it'll stress out your fish. And to try to help build up good bacteria in your tank, you don't want to keep doing constant water changes like that at the beginning. So I will add this every day until, you know, everything stabilizes in the tank. So yes, I would use this again, and I love it. So yeah. Next up is good old test strips. This is the 6-in-1 Aquarium test strips. Is for the 60-second check of nitrate, chlorine, hardness, pH, nitrate, and alkalinity. This does not have test strips for ammonia, so you either have to get a separate test strip, or if you have the API test kit that has the ammonia getting tongue-tied, it has the ammonia test, and that is. Would I buy these again? What I like and what I don't like. What I like about it is the convenience of in between my water changes, I can test my aquariums to make sure all my levels are okay. I normally do water changes on a Saturday. If I'm not too busy, Sunday. So I will go on Thursday morning once I do my feed everybody. I will go through and do a test every Thursday to make sure my water level's okay, because I know coming up I'll be doing a water change on Saturday. If it's getting close to needing to be water changed, and I know Saturday I have work to do. If not, then I know I can pass that Saturday. But the only thing I don't like about it, sometimes it gives false positives. So I have the API test kit, and I keep it on side. So if for whatever reason, like this morning, this tank here had said that my nitrate levels was like super duper high. So I went and used the API test kit, water kit, and it was saying it was not too high, but just, you know, nothing of big concern. Like if I just went off this alone, I would have done a complete water change on this tank, because it was saying like my levels was like dangerously high. So I do recommend keeping, if you have this, I do recommend having the API test kit. So sorry, the ring light is kind of washing everything out a little bit. But I recommend having this along with the test kit, just to be on the safe side, so you don't freak out and think that you have a high nitrate, high nitrite level, and really you don't. It's like either it's not bad or it's safe enough to carry you on to the next water change. But I buy this again, yes, of course, because like I said, I do it every Thursday. If for whatever reason, like today instance, if this comes out saying that my levels are a little bit or major high, then I run and go to the master test kit and make sure everything is okay. Next up is the Microbe Lift Nite Out Starter Bacteria. So this is, you use this to start your new tank, and this is also good for removing any ammonia or nitrate levels. So if you feel like your ammonia nitrite levels are high, you can use this to bring it down without doing a water change if you don't need to. So this, it smells. The only thing it doesn't like, it does smell. I do not recommend when you get this product, you know how we are curious how things smell. I do not recommend opening this and smelling it. Just like I have another product that's emptied, I'm gonna go over that. Those two products you do not want to open and smell it, because it smells like hot garbage and butt crack. You don't want to go there. Don't do it. Don't do it. This I like using because when I set up on my last two videos, which I will put one up here, I use it to start my children's tank instead of doing the weekly, instead of having it sit there for weeks or if not a month or so to cycle. So I did put this in there right after I dechlorinate the water. In order for this to work, you have to put it in after you dechlorinate the water. So once you set up your new tank, put the dechlorinator, whatever dechlorinator that you use, whether it be Prime or any other product, put that in there first. Wait at least a couple hours just to make sure, just to be on the safe side, to make sure your water is completely dechlorinated. Then put this in here, because this has bacteria in it. So if you put this in here right after you put the dechlorinator in, it's going to just, the chlorine in your water is going to kill the bacteria that this has, and it's not going to work. So you probably think like, oh, this doesn't work. Like it does, but the chlorine in your water from your tap water killed off the bacteria from this. So I do recommend, if you are using this, to make sure you dechlorinate your water first. wait a while, wait a couple hours. If you're impatient, just wait about an hour and then put this in. And I normally wait about 24 to 48 hours before I add my fish in when I use this. So it's, this is all based on my personal, what works for me. It may not work for everybody else, but disclaimer, the products that I use is just what it works for me. I like using this. I recommend getting, if you have multiple tanks, you need a bigger bottle, because this is not one of them products that a little goes a long way. A lot goes a long way with this product. So you will go through this bottle within like that. Especially if you're using it to maintain your tank, because it keeps the bacteria, it helps to build up the good bacteria in your tank, and maybe you still having the new tank syndrome and you want to keep adding this. This you don't add every couple of days. I think you add it every few days. And would I buy it again? Yes, I think I'm supposed to get another shipment from Chewy in another week and a half, because I'm just about out. Next one up is the Microbe Lift Salt and Fresh Water Special Blend Water Care. This product removes nitrate. This removes ammonia and nitrite. So let's just say you are testing your tank and your nitrate levels are high and it's not quite ready. Everything else is leveling out fine, but your ammonia is fine, your nitrite is fine, but your nitrate is high. This you can put in to remove the nitrate. I'm getting tongue-tied. Without disturbing the water. This is pretty, but I do recommend a high bottle. This is the product I said before previously. Do not smell it, because it smells like hot garbage and butt crack. You don't want to go there. It does not smell good. Some people say that once they use it, it makes their room smell, makes their house smell. I never really, maybe it's just my nose, but I never really, it smell on opening up the cap. But once I put it in my tank, I don't really smell it anymore. But I know some people say that it does. So, proceed with caution. I like using this product along with Prime. Like I said, I use Prime to dechlorinate my water. This also too, you cannot use this product until you dechlorinate your water, or you will kill the bacteria in both these products. So I learned that the hard way, because I thought you were supposed to put it in right after you dechlorinate your water, but I was like, okay, this is not working. Like, I'm not understanding. But then I read the directions again, like, oh, and it says in there, make sure to dechlorinate your water first. So when I started my kids' tank, I dechlorinate the water first, then I put these products in. Any kinds, not really, other than the smell. This one is good for fresh water and salt water. This one is also good for fresh water and salt water as well. And they also have a whole line for products specifically made for saltwater tanks, and they have some specifically made for freshwater tanks. I like using these. Like I said, you can use these as a maintenance. This it has beneficial bacteria. It cleans and clears water, reduces nitrate, and reduces maintenance. So using this, it pretty much cuts down your water changes, because it will take down your nitrate. Got it? Your nitrate. If you use both of them and your ammonia, your nitrate, and your nitrite is high, you can use both of them. If you're starting your new tank, it's preferred to use both of them. If you go to, like I said, Petco and PetSmart and do the price match online, you can get it cheap, because this is not cheap at all if you do a regular price. I highly recommend going on either site, or if you got a coupon, to use it, because it can get pricey. For medicines, this is the Melafix. Melafix it treats bacterial fish infections, rapidly repairs damaged fins, ulcers, and open wounds. It is made all natural, extracted from tea trees. So with this product, I did get another bottle. I'm empty on this one, because I bought these valves off of Etsy. If you go to Etsy, I highly caution using Etsy, because you don't know where it's coming from, if they even got it from a tank, or if they have any illness in their tank. I highly recommend being cautious with getting anything from Etsy. But anyway, disclaimer. I bought these in my tank. I put it in this tank. I put it in my 20-gallon long tank, and I was doing water changes on all my tank using the same equipment, not knowing that this here caused my tank, all 3 of my tanks, a bad case of ick. Like the next morning, thank goodness my beta and my 20 gallon, he didn't get it. My beta that I got from Aquashella, Chicago this past May, he got it so bad that he ended up getting ick and fin rot. I was devastated. I can make a video on that as well if you want to find out how I treated it and how I used this product to treat all my tanks and the results. But this did work. This and Primafix. Is it Primafix? I think it's Primafix. This and Primafix work because I also had a parasite issue, a fungus issue. So I had to use both of them. Just to be on the safe side, I did not quarantine because I felt like if 1 or 2 fish had it, treat the whole tank. There's no point of just taking out certain fish because end up you taking them out and then next thing you know, somebody else in the tank will get it too. So I end up treating all of my tanks. So I know some people don't like using this because they say they kill their fish. The key to that, in my personal experience, is making sure you have a lot of bubbles. Like I have a wave maker and I have a large sponge filter. So you see all that. And I can control, like if you have the control valve for your air filter, make sure it's on high when you are using this because this will remove the oxygen in the water because it's oil, and it will cause the top of the tank to just not bubble up. So you want constant constant movement and disruption in the flow of the water at the top. This will stop it because of the oil. So you want to make sure you have heavy aeration in your tank to make sure your fish do not suffocate and die. But other than that, I do recommend, I made sure I had this on hand because when that outbreak happened, I had no medication on hand. I had to rush and go get the medication to treat my fish. So would I buy this again? Yes. Con, just to smell it. If you don't like the smell of tea tree, that's only con. But like I said, if you did not know, if you use this product, make sure you have heavy aeration. I know some people say they don't like using it for their betas, or it's a beta fix, but I use this on my betas and it helped him with his fin rot and it helped him with ick. He cured within a couple days. So like I said, if you want like a full detailed video of how all that went down, make sure to leave a comment in the comment section below. On video, so I included all 3 of these together because I use all 3 of these together. I have the CO2 booster by API. I have Flourish by Seachem and Leaf Zone by API. I like using all 3 of them because each one has their own supplements. Like the CO2 booster, of course, like if you don't want to get a CO2 unit and you want your plants to grow faster, I use this. If you want to have liquid CO2. I don't have any CO2 systems in my tank, so I use this, and I'll probably include in any clips of before and after what my tanks look like. Leaf Zone, this provides potassium iron in your tank because this may not have enough in it. So you may notice that your leaves are looking kind of funny and you're like, okay, I use this, why is my plant look like they're dying or they're not doing well? I use this while I'm along with this too. So with Seachem Flourish, you're supposed to use it 2 to 3 times a week. This you're supposed to use once a week, and this you use daily. And then I put this in every day. My plants have grown so fast. As you can see, sorry, the ring light's in the way. This was probably about half the size of this bottle when I bought it, like 3-4 months ago. No, I bought it at Aquashella back in May. It was about half the size of this bottle. Now, it's double the size of what it was when I bought it. These, I don't know why these don't want to, I don't know what's the deal with that one, but in my beta tank, I have moss, Java moss, and Java fern. that caught my Java moss when I first got it. Before I put these products in it, it was brown. It seemed like it was dying back. As soon as I put these products in it, it was just flourishing. Like I had to clip it and put it in my 20-gallon long tank. So, pros and cons. Pros, it does help your plants grow. It does. Even if you don't use all three, even if you prefer not to use the CO2 booster, these two work as well. For me, it works well. Only thing I don't like is because I have to try to remember what days to. I can't put it in every day. I wish I could, but that's the only thing I don't like because this you only can put in 2 to 3 times a week. This you only can put in 1 time a week, and this you can put in every day. I wish you can just do like every day. That is it on my empties. I plan on doing an empties review on fish tank food, on fish food. Pros and cons, which one I like, which one I don't like, which one I would and wouldn't use. So make sure to stay tuned for that. I plan on doing reviews on the different tanks that I have, and also I guess do more videos about the different fish. And I'm thinking I'm rescaping some of my other tanks, so if you want to see that as well, let me know in the comments below. If you use these products or if you had any issues with these products, make sure you share your thoughts, experiences, and concerns in the comments below. And if you enjoy what you have seen and you'd like to see more, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. That will very greatly appreciate it, and that will help my channel out as well, and tells me what you do and don't like as well. And I think that is it. So have a great day. I will see you again on the next video. Enjoy your day and be safe.